Linear relations, multiple representations. It's important you are able to move between all of the different representations. Ooh, that was a tight one, sorry. That means that if you were given a tile pattern, you can make a table, draw a graph, and write the equation for that tile pattern. Likewise, if you're given one of the other representations, like the table, then you could make a tile pattern, draw a graph, and write an equation. So whichever one you're given, you need to be able to make the other three. No matter which of the four representations you are given, you must be able to make the other three matching representations. This should have an S there, sorry, which of the four representations. You should be able to do this by noticing how the y-intercept whoops, how the starting value, also known as the y-intercept. Sorry about that. I was wondering why it didn't fit very well. And the slope show up in each representation. All right, so we're going to look at this tile pattern that we're given here, and we're going to make a table, write an equation, draw a graph. So what I notice here is that we have 1, 2, 3, and notice this is figure 2. That's important. So I'm going to start my table. I'm going to do figure 0, figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, figure 4. So I'm going to put the matching numbers of tiles down below. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 tiles in figure 2. Here we have 1, 2, 3, but here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can think of adding 1 right here. We added that one. Here we have 1, 2, 3, but here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we added 1 here. And here we have 1, 2, 3. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to add 2 there. So since this was 9 and we're adding 4, this has to be 13. So there's 13. And likewise, we're going to add 1 here, and 2 there. So we're going to have 17. And so one thing that you can notice then, whoa, excuse me. One thing you can notice is that we are adding 4. Adding 4. And we're adding 4 down here in our table. So that's our slope. And it's nice to notice also that we're adding 1 to our figure number here. Adding 1. So we're adding 1, adding 1, adding 1. All right. Now, if we're going to move this direction, then we have to subtract 4. And so that's what we're going to do right here. We're going to subtract 4 because we're moving in the opposite direction. And so that's going to mean that here we have 5 and here we have 1. So if we were to draw a figure 0, it would have to have 1 tile in it. Okay? So now our table, or excuse me, our equation, y equals mx plus b. M is our slope. B is our starting value, or y-intercept. All right, so it's going to be y equals, our slope is 4, and right here, this, when x is 0, when the figure number is 0, the number of tiles, or y, is our y-intercept. So we have y equals 4x plus, and I'm going to actually do that I'm going to do that plus 1 in purple so you can see that it comes from right there. It is the y value in our y-intercept. So our slope is right here, our slope is right there, and our slope is right here. Our y-intercept is right here, our y-intercept is right there, and if we had figure 0, that would be our y-intercept. So on our graph, we have 0, 1, that's right there. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. 0, 1, 1, 5, 2, 13, 3, oh, whoops, 2, 9, 3, 13, and 4, 17. Right there. And so if I work backwards, I would go to the left 1 and down 4. So it would be right there. So I'm going to make that line right there. There we go. So the next one. Here we have a graph. And it's nice to put these on. So there's our y-intercept. It's the point 0, 11. Oh, I should mark that up here too. Right here. Here's our y-intercept, 0, 1. And our slope in between any 2 points, our delta x is equal to 1, our delta y equals 4. And remember that slope is delta y over delta x, which is 4 over 1, which is 4. All right, so here we have our y-intercept there. And these are all the points where the line is crossing the corner of the grid, okay? I can also put in my slope triangle here. My delta x is equal to 1. My delta y is equal to -2. It's going down by 2. So delta x, I have to move to the right 1 unit to get from here to there. And my delta y, I have to go down 2 units to get from here to there. Okay? So my slope is delta y over delta x, which is -2 over 1, which is -2. All right. So there's our graph. That's what we were given. In our table, we can add the point 0, 11. That's our y-intercept right here. And then the next point we could add is 1, 9. So 1, 9, 2, 7. That's right here. 3, 5. And 4, 3. And what you can see is as we add 1 to our x values here, or similarly, as we move to the right 1 between our points, in our y values, we are subtracting 2, subtracting 2, subtracting 2. So that's our slope. We can see our slope right there. Our equation is going to be y equals m. M is our slope. We already identified that as -2. Y equals mx plus b. Well, in this case, b, our y-intercept, is plus 11. So we can see it right here, right there, and right there. Now we need to make a tile pattern. And this can be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but let's just do our best here. So we're going to make figure 0. So I'm going to move that up here, sorry. We need some kind of a tile pattern that's going to have 11 tiles in figure 0. And I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to make it really easy. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 1, 2. And so Those are my original 11. So I did them in purple so you can see figure 0 has 11 tiles. Now, figure 1 is going to look like figure 0, except for with 2 tiles gone. And so this is the way it's going to look. 1, 2, 3. And I'm getting rid of these tiles right there, those 2 tiles. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So got rid of these 2 tiles, and I'm left with these 9. So figure 1 has 9 tiles. 1, 9, 1, 9. And if I plugged in 1 here for x, the y value would be 9. All right. Figure 2, so we need at least to have at least 3 figures. Figure 2, I'm going to get rid of 2 more tiles. I'm just going to make it that these top tiles along the top are the ones that go. So 1, 2. So we're going to do like this. Oh boy. Okay, I'm there. Good, good. So figure 2 has 7 tiles right there and there. And that is it. All right, that is multiple representations. Sorry the video was a little bit long.